Hi, so this is an additional edit. What I'm talking about now is how the Anglicans cover loose ends, tie up loose ends. They don't leave loose ends, and by what I mean by that is situational. I'm talking about situational. So I made many observations and criticisms, and to negate those criticisms, they manipulate situations that make my criticisms look um, without founding, without grounds, or unapplicable. In other words, they'll if I criticize a situation, they'll manipulate a situation with other people that make my criticism unapplicable. For example, when I first moved here, I had a interaction with one of the students that were here before, a real bully type guy, real sporty bully type guy. What he was doing was he was installing or building a patio pad in the backyard of the unit. It's not his unit. It's a unit that's owned by the Anglican Church. But as a student, he was paying out of his pocket to put them bricks down on the ground. Now, he has kids, he has a wife, he's a student. I have no idea where he got the money to do that. It's not the point. And on top of it, his father went out and bought a trailer specifically for that purpose. Whether they were lying or not, that's what they told me. I'm just telling you what they told me. They told me that his dad went and bought that specifically for the purpose of installing these bricks. So, whether they're lying and fabricating and trying to get me going, it doesn't really matter. That's a manipulation in itself. If it's the truth, then that shows that they have an interest in doing for the church or impressing the church. Now, they may be just doing this to get me going and make me tell stories, get my goat, so to speak, and get me pissed off, or get me chasing up the wrong trees. But the fact of the matter is, the effect was absolutely the same that I suggested when I first saw it. It causes negative competition within the politic of the student body, within the student body population. They gotta one up each other. One guy's got to compete with him. He's putting in a brand new back yard. The guy, Mr. Jones, next to him has got to compete by, slamming my computers, or doing this or doing that, or scratching my car, or got to do something to be part of the party. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this part of the video. So I criticize the behavior and motives of trap grant, and to cover that up, other situations post to that, after that, were created to make it look like this was the behavior of the students all along, when in fact it was not. It was fabricated, and that's not what they did previous to him. He was like one of the first ones that I can see that ever did like massive improvements to the property. So how do Anglicans tie up loose ends? Back to the story. So this guy I had a problem with, and I confronted him about it. I said, so what do you're doing that out of your pocket? How can you afford that? The only reason you'd be doing that out of your own pocket is to be in good moral standing with the church. He didn't like that one bit. I could see the rage in his eyes. And then I saw the real him. I saw the real Dross. I'll talk about names in another video, but I'm going to call him Dross Trap Grand. That's a good name for him. Dross Trap Grand. So Trap Grand didn't like that at all. And see, all these people know each other. See, Trap Grand knows Das Vile, and Das Vile knows this guy who just moved into this unit, because this guy who moved into this unit used to live in the same city as Das Vile. And I'm sure they maybe even went to the same church. And if they didn't go to the same church, they might have had like weekend functions and picnics and church meetings and gatherings. So they probably knew each other. They're around the same age. Wouldn't be surprised. So this is how they tie up their loose ends. Everybody knew I had an issue with that. They're monitoring my computer, so they probably read my personal journal, which I wrote about it, and they're probably listening to our house conversations. There's lots of ways to do it. So, so they knew that it was very clear what I had said about Trap Grand, and it was very clear that I disagreed with his behavior, and I disagreed with how the property manager here influenced the property manager here at Moore Theological College influenced unhealthy competition among the students, and which caused victimization of some students, and nepotism and favoritism of others. And everybody wants to be favored, right? Everybody wants a good tax-free job when they're done Bible college, right? Everybody wants to go be a missionary in Indonesia, which is what Trap Grant wants to do. A scumbag is going to be in Indonesia teaching children and adults. Tell you what, wouldn't want him around my kid. That's for damn sure. So they all knew each other. So what does this guy do last weekend? Well, he goes and fixes his unit up, puts a whole bunch of money into his unit, which is kind of similar to what Trap Grant did, isn't it? Oh yeah, we're just cleaning it up, and that's really great. But you know what? When I moved here, this place was shambles. The entire place. I never saw one student doing anything except for Trap Grant. I never saw anybody else really caring for their units, and I don't think it's been like that for years and years and years. But now that Trap Grant leaves, and they want to cover up their loose ends, so this guy here cleans up his unit too. So then nobody can say anything. Then I can't turn around and say, well, Trap Grant caused an unhealthy state of frenzy and bloodlust because of his his investment of $1,000 or $700 or whatever it cost to build the thing. Got everybody build his backyard pad, his backyard patio pad out of brick. Got everybody frenzied up in a big competition, so everybody got lathered at the mouth, frothy. This is what I'm talking about here, and this is what I'm talking about happens all the time. To me, it seems like a clear cover-up. To me, it seems like everybody here is here for a reason. I know that. Everybody here is indoctrinated. Everybody here knows about the situation with me. Everybody has this notion that they're trying to push about me and my situation here. And the harassment is just consistent. And then if something blows up, or if there's a fight or whatever, well, everybody walks around and fantastic. Plan accomplished, mission accomplished. But the point is that nothing changes. Nothing changes at all. And the fact of the matter is it's completely immoral, and it's social manipulation and social engineering. And if you want to know about social engineering, Das Weil is a perfect example. He prides himself on social engineering. Even has it on his LinkedIn page. Oh yeah, I'm interested in social engineering. Got 7,000 people on his Facebook page so he can influence people. Anyway, it's wrong. It's not right. And it constantly happens. And it provides an unhealthy victimization for innocent people. Anglicans tie up their loose ends at any cost.